Guys, welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be working on the Z again. We're trying to prep this car for the next two events, which are kind of going to cap off the season for us. And those two events are the Man with the Golden Turbo in Medford at Affinity, and Villains Sportsland has a 3-day event the weekend after that in Walla Walla. So we're all trying to make it there, and I'm trying to get the Z to a point where it looks decent. It's got a ways to go before it looks decent. If you guys watched the last video, you know that we took apart the quarter panel and tried to replace it with another piece, but it didn't quite fit. But we don't have a lot of time, so we decided to just kind of send it anyway and try to make it look good for a little bit. And we'll come back and we'll replace the quarter panels completely shortly after the next few drift events. I'll show you guys what we have done so far. I didn't film welding the piece of the quarter panel back on, but I did film putting Bondo over it. So here's that footage. So it's tacked on there, and it actually looks pretty good. Like, in comparison to how it used to be, this is surprisingly an upgrade. So I'm going to be floating Bondo from over here basically all the way up to this lip here, and it should match up pretty well and make a decent plane. It's super ghetto and it's totally not right, but it'll do for the next couple of events. It'll make the car look presentable-ish, and it's, you know, it's not really gonna hurt anything. This is a large spread. Okay. Yeah, it's so bad. Oh, it's flashing already. We're flashing. I'm flashed. Alrighty, so this is what we're starting off with. Just a big old hunk of Bondo glass. After this, we'll go over it with real Bondo, and if we need to do anything else after that, we'll use just a glaze coat. This is super ugly, but it'll do. Sam Squinch has been helping me a ton with the rear quarter panel, and he's spent quite a bit of time pulling this side out because this whole back end was pushed in probably a couple inches, but at this point he's got it so it actually matches the passenger side, which is crazy and awesome. This is the hunk of Bondo that I slapped on there a couple days ago, and it's been sanded down a little bit. Not a whole lot though, because we've spent so much time pushing it. We haven't been doing so much with Bodywork, because shortly after pushing it, it developed this crack in the Bondo, so we'll have to take this all off and replace that. Isn't a huge deal, but that's why we decided to kind of leave it like that for the time being. We'll make sure to get this all squared away soon, but today I'm going to be working up front. So I got a new set of wheels for this car, and they're really sick. Those wheels are pretty big, so I need some camber up front. I don't want to extend the lower control arm because that's not really gonna help my case a whole lot. I've read about this a couple of times. There's an old StanceWorks article, I believe, on Abo Moon, and in it they say some stuff about custom upper control arms on the front of their R32s. And I bet those dudes cut and weld their upper control arm like people cut and weld their lower control arms. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I've never heard of anyone doing it in the States. I hope there's no reason for that. We are going to be shortening. Yes, I think this will be okay. So I got the arms out of the car and I've got them taped up. I'm going to be cutting them on either side of the line, and then I'll be taking out this yellow section here. And this guy right there is 18 millimeters. So me shortening these guys, 18 millimeters, almost 20. It seems like the dudes in Japan do anything from 25 or 15 millimeters to 35 millimeters. So hopefully this won't be too bad. Hopefully it won't be bad at all. Hopefully it'll just be okay. I'm a little bit nervous about this. Feels like a bit of a science experiment, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. I've got the first upper control arm on the table. I'm gonna tack it up with the TIG welder, and we'll see if I want to TIG or MIG it after that. I'm gonna try to TIG it hopefully, but I might decide to MIG weld this. I got the first arm all tacked up. It's looking pretty good. Definitely very short. I'm going to make some reinforcements that go from here over to here and just kind of cover the welds up, but also hopefully reinforce the arm overall. So, actually, before I make the reinforcements, I should go cut and weld up the other side.
They look awesome. That's quite the violet color. I assume those were customized by a previous owner.
Some of the owners.
I know, and the colors.
Reinforcements made. So this guy, this little strap dude, is going to go over the top here, and it's going to get welded all the way around, and then I'm going to bend these little end pieces right here down and weld around there too. And for the bottoms, I have these dudes, which will go like that and strap across the joint. So hopefully with these two pieces we'll have just a little bit of extra strength added to these arms, so I can forget about it, not worry about the fact that we just cut and welded these back together. I'm gonna tack these guys up, get them shaped, and I'll show you guys how they look after. So the arms are done, and I'm really happy with how the arms came out. I used this Rust-Oleum that we use on a lot of parts, and I usually love it, but whatever happened with these arms is terrible. I'm guessing maybe they had some sort of reaction with the old paint that was on there, because I didn't completely remove it. I'm going to get these guys installed on the car, and we'll see what they look like. Alright, so I got the arms in on both sides. On the other side I have the wheel mounted up. As you can see, I took off my spacer. I used to have a 15 millimeter spacer on here. The arms are pretty difficult to see because they're black, but they fit up pretty well. It wasn't that bad. And definitely have some camber now, which is sick. So I'm gonna put on the wheel and lower it down for you guys. And I guess this will be the first time you guys see the new set of wheels. So the car definitely has some camber up front, we fit the wheels, which is sick. So the wheels we have on here right now are the backs that we're going to be running for the next few events. Because I'm not going to be doing the fender flares and whatnot before the next few events, we're going to rebuild these wheels to be slightly smaller to fit the stock body. But it's cool to know we can fit the backs on the fronts. Anyway, here are the wheels. Oh, got some SSR Gartmaiers. These dudes, Sam Squanch found them actually on Facebook, and some dude posted them 3 years ago. So they were priced for 3 years ago. No clue how they were still on Facebook, but hit the dude up and he still had them somehow. So got these for super cheap. They're really good specs. The backs came with a 4.5 inch lip. The fronts are 3.5. Sorry. They came with a 4.5 inch lip in the back and a 4 inch lip in the front. But we're going to be changing it to be 4 inch lip in the back and a 3.5 inch lip in the front. That was a lot of blabbering, but it's important stuff, man. Anyway, these wheels are super sick. They're like a close second to VSSDs. Honestly, on this car, I think the Gartmaiers look better than SDs would have. I'm pretty stoked about it. It'll be sick once we have the rears on there and they actually fit.
I really appreciate that the homie painted him the right color for the car. That was really cool of him.
Yeah, that worked out well.
Yeah.
I wasn't... 2 years ago, I don't think I would have been so stoked about the paint matched wheels.
I think it's fantastic on the Z. I mean,
I think it looks sick.
We bolted them up a few days ago and did a little Photoshop lowering adjustment because they just poked like crazy at the stock spec and without the arm adjustments that Jonas just made, and got so excited about it. I don't think we're going to paint them. I don't think we're going to do anything to them, but just rebuild them so they're smaller, and like, I don't know how it could be any better, honestly. Yeah. I think it's awesome.
We're going to be good for the next few events, man. Car's going to be looking sick. Alright, so I'm going to close this video out here. I'm working on a different project that I'll show you guys in another video. But I took the wheels off because we wanted to start rebuilding them. And in the process, one of the old studs on the Z got screwed up because they've had spacers on them forever. So the studs got really rusty, and in taking the lug nuts off, somehow one got like totally goobered. So I bought a couple studs. I replaced one on this side. I went over to this side, ended up replacing 3 of them. I was trying to put the brake caliper back on after I was done with it, and it wasn't going on quite right. So I went behind the caliper and like tried to move the brake line a little bit, and it just went dink, and that dude just fell off, man. So me and Sam Squanch need to make a new brake line, which sucks, but get that taken care of shortly. In one of the next videos, we'll be showing you guys how to rebuild wheels properly. We have a video of it that's really old, and it's not great. It's not how you should be resealing wheels. After we make this video, we're going to be taking that old one down because it's just not a good video. But after that, I've got a set of side skirts to make, and we need to prep pieces of this car for paint and make sure the fitment's right before we head off to Medford. So gonna be a real busy week, but should be a lot of exciting stuff, so look forward to it. See you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching, and hope you guys have a good day.